Welcome to the Arctic of Philadelphia. It's currently about 6 degrees outside, and I am in my garage in the midst of an 07K swap as we speak in a 1991 Mark II GTI. I have a video on my page of how I acquired that car back in 2017, let it go, and then ended up getting it back. So this time around, I'm going to consider it my forever vehicle, and I'm going to do it upright. We're going to do an 07K swap with a TDC harness, a fabless manufacturing mounting kit, O2J transmission out of a Mark IV, and a couple other little goodies that I'll sprinkle in as the build goes on. This is going to be essentially part one of this build. I'm going to flip the camera, show you where I'm at in the process, and then do a little bit of work today, and then round out the video with the details. All right? Here's where we're at after just a couple days worth of work. Nothing too crazy. I removed the engine. I wire wheeled the subframe. I wire wheeled parts of that firewall, cleaned it up with some degreaser, scrubbed it real good, and then hit it with some brake clean so I can get cold paint to stick to it. And I did a thin layer of rust encapsulator just to make sure no moisture or anything could get in there. Let that dry, and then I did a small layer of high temp black gloss paint just to make it look okay. I will eventually replace the control arms, all the bushings. I'll replace the brake master, but for now I want to get the car back on the road as soon as possible. The goal is, it is February 1st, I believe. My watch, okay, can't see my watch, but it's February 1st, and I started this project maybe 3-4 days ago, and I got to this point. I have the body harness fully isolated. I have the engine harness fully removed. So that way, all the wires that are left are basically just to power the front end of the car and some small accessories. So that should be quite simple because the new harness coming from TDC shop is a plug and play option. It needs 12 volt, and then I need a lead that goes out to my fuel pump, and it's pretty much ready to go. This is what came out of it. This is a 1.8 liter 8 valve, has some long tube headers, 262 cam. It was a nice little engine. It ran great. It had no power, but the car being so light, it was still pretty fun in the higher rev ranges. This dirty transmission is an O2J out of a Mark IV GTI with a 1.8 liter. We need to do some clearancing to the bell housing. So this bell housing right here at the top needs to be milled down about, we'll call it 2-3 millimeters. And once it's down, I'll be able to mount it to this over there. There's the 07K right there. That 07K, the upper timing cover protrudes past this bell housing. It sticks out like here, so this needs to be kind of milled down. This is a common thing that people have done. It's tested and proven, and it works just fine. So the goal is, I have this on plastic today, get this cleaned up, get it temporarily mounted up to the engine just to make sure it clears. And once I know it clears, we can go ahead and order all the parts and everything we need to get these mated together to go in the car in their forever home. So let's get some stuff cleaned up and let's get to work. Forgive the poor audio and video here. I'm using my phone because I'm time-lapsing with my good camera. So a little more clarity on the 07K bell housing clearing to use an O2J transmission. I cleaned up this trans, which you'll see. But here's the deal. The top of this hole, the bell housing hole, to the top of the bell housing, we're going to go by millimeters here. We're about, let me look, we'll call it 12 or 13 millimeters from the top of the hole where the bolt goes through to the top of the bell housing. Pretty simple. Now I'm going to come over here to the timing cover and measure how much. So you see I have this little lip here. Let's go to the lip, to the top of the bell housing. You guys can't see it, but it's 9 millimeters. So I need to remove about 3 or 4 millimeters to not break my timing cover. So I'm gonna do that. All right, there it is. You remove like 2-3 millimeters and you are good to go. I've cleared the timing cover. I have plenty of material to hold the trans up. No problem. I just wanted to test fit it. There it goes. Not too shabby. The Fabless manufacturing kit, this is what it looks like from the front. I actually really like the way that that crossbar looks. I'm hoping, I can't really tell, I'm hoping the angle of the axles is good and I don't have any issues there. I know some people had some complaints with some VR6 stuff. It doesn't look too bad. I won't know until I actually drive it, but that's the engine in, and then the next video we will be pulling it back out, or actually it'll probably be out already, and I'll be cleaning it up and then putting it back in for the final time, or the final time that I think. And then we can go ahead and start the car. We could do all that stuff in parts 2 and 3, but for now, this is what I wanted to show you.